My name is Derek, and I was one of the people that helped make Hufferdome. I first started playing the game when I was about like 6 years old, and it was like just starting off. Like it was like the first like the first draft. How like when you do a project, you have the first draft. It was in that stage, so the game didn't really. It wasn't developed at all. It was just the beginning. Like it was just the plane. It was like paper and pen, and that's it. And there was like spaces, and there was like cards that were just like note cards that just had like statistics like wrote out on them. So that's where the game was at when I first started playing it. The things that I did to help with Hoverdome was in the early stages I play tested it a lot, and even in the later stages I play tested it a lot. So I did a lot of play testing. Um, Also, like some of the card ideas, I helped with that. I gave a lot of feedback on the board also, the board art and like the way it's structured. I hope to give feedback on that as well. So basically, I played it a lot and gave a bunch of feedback. What I learned from helping to design a game is I learned how to give feedback in like a constructive way. I learned how to like work as a team more. Um, I learned how to take feedback from others a little bit better. Um, Things like that. A lot more of like teamwork skills and like team building skills. So some things I learned about like Kickstarter when we were starting to like set up the Kickstarter and like stuff we were doing for that. I helped like set up the set for this like video shoot thing that we're doing right now. I learned to basically don't fake your like game pitch kind of like just kind of like explain the game how it is and like why you created it and like don't like make up things kind of like just be yourself. What I like most about Hoverdome is the way you can play it with anyone. You can play it with your friends or your family, really anyone. You can play it with your grandparents, like even if they don't understand like they don't want to play the really intense games, so I want to go for the easier games. I feel like Hoverdome is like a really good game for that. It's pretty simple. So that's one of my favorite parts. Another thing is like the power ups. One of my favorite things. I use the power ups all the time. Um, yeah, I really like the power ups and the fact that you can play with anyone. Yeah, I have had friends play Hoverdome. Um, they've actually liked it a lot. One of my closest friends has played it, and he's like really picky with what games he likes to play. So the fact that he liked Hoverdome I was like, oh yeah, this is a game I can play with him. Um, and just like me, he said that one of his favorite parts was like the cards and stuff. So yeah, I've had friends play Hoverdome, and they've like I feel like the difference between designing a game and playing a game is when you design a game, you get to choose what you want in the game, and you can put yourself into the game and like your personality opposed to someone else's game and someone else's thoughts and ideas. So it's like a way to express yourself, kind of. What I think kids my age will think about Hoverdome is, well, actually, like I've talked to kids my age about Hoverdome before. They've all seemed to like the idea and stuff like that. Like kids at school, I'll like we'll be talking about games and stuff, and I'll like bring it up. I'll be like, oh, that sounds really cool and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, you gotta play it sometime.